Hey everybody, welcome back to Mama's Odi Tarot. So today we are going to do another installment of the industry plant series. I had a little brain fart there, sorry. But we're gonna do Ice Spice. Let us see if Ice Spice is an industry plant. Okay. We are going to see because there's always been buzz around her. Now she came out of nowhere, and she had her little hype and everything, and then she had a feud with Lotto, and I don't know if that was forced, so we'll look into all that and just kind of see what her music career really is. But let's just start off by seeing whether or not she is an industry plant. Ugh, cards are falling out. What is that? No. Spotted reputation going back. Rotten idea. Okay, so let's see. We have fitting it all into place, coming together united, blows up in your face, explosive combo broken. Making a final effort, flailing away, withering, cracks in your facade, unsupported drying up, stokes your passion, heart's desire blooming, sunny outlook, blossom open to divine inspiration. So I see rising to the challenge, folding on air, advance on the bottom of the deck. So I think that that's something that she wanted for herself possibly, and she thought that that was where her trajectory was headed, where she was going to get this massive push, and everyone was going to work together to try to fit all the pieces together for her career. And we're going to try to give you the backing and everything that you need. She felt that that's what she deserved, and that's what was going to eventually happen for her, but that actually didn't work out. So she's another one that's like with Sweetie, that's like a failed industry plant where they threw her out there to see how she would do and see if they could do something more and market her, but they quickly realized that it wasn't going to work out, that she wasn't really somebody that was going to stay for the long haul, that her spotlight and everything was drying up. And so they kind of started looking elsewhere and moving forward to look for something new and just kind of leave her in the dust. If not, then they'll possibly try to remarket her in a different way, but they're definitely not looking towards having her blossom as far as her music career anymore. They know that ship has sailed, okay, and that's not going to be the thing for them. So they're kind of moving forward and looking towards something new. So let's see about this spotted reputation going bad. Tell me more about that. Spotted reputation going bad. Rotten idea. Because I think, the card fell out right when I was talking about the feud with Lotto. So I think her arguing and going back and forth with other women in the industry didn't actually work to her advantage. That is a lot. Yeah, I think it just didn't work out to her advantage. So tell me about this spotted reputation. 9 of Cups in reverse. Yeah. So she didn't have the backing and the support that she needed. She was kind of like having to do a lot of repair work. She didn't have the support and the people that she needed. She was kind of all alone when it comes to this fight or this argument that she had when she was going back and forth with Lotto, when she was going back and forth with other people. This definitely wasn't a good idea. It definitely didn't help when it came to getting people to support her and support her career. It was kind of like she didn't have the place yet with this Page of Swords in reverse. She didn't have the standing yet within her career to be able to even start with the feuds and the arguments and everything. Like, she needed to kind of get her feet wet first and get people to really like her and enjoy her music and sort of get more solidified with her career with this 9 of Cups coming out in reverse before she starts like feuding and going back and forth with people. Some people think that that's going to be the way to get them to the top, but it's a hit or miss with that. That could either turn into people disliking you because they value the other person and they like the other person more, in this case Lotto, or it works because you have the better music. But in her case, she wasn't putting out the better music. Page of Swords in reverse. They don't like her music. They feel like she has basically immature bars, childish bars, things that are not really good. So they don't feel like she's developed lyrically to even go back and forth and argue and have that type of conversation with somebody. So that's kind of what damaged her reputation. Yeah, with this Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. She should have never went back and forth with Lotto, because that that didn't turn out to be the opportunity that she thought it was going to be with this Ace of Pentacles. She thought that that was going to actually get her in the door. She really thought that that was going to be like her breakout thing, but she doesn't have the lyrically, she doesn't have the energy to stand up against her and withstand a lot of different artists in the music industry. So she really needed to just chill out. But unfortunately, she let her emotions get the best of her with the Queen of Cups, and you know, this blew up in her face with this Judgment. What is this? The Hangman behind that. So yeah, this really blew up in her face, and it actually caused her to lose a lot of, you know, support and things that she had. It was like she was, you know, hanging upside down. You see how this person is with this rope? They're hanging upside down, and it's a lot of different people attacking them. So, you know, she wasn't prepared for what was going to happen, for the fact that, you know, social media and all of the people who was fans of Lotto was going to be judging her, and she wasn't prepared to have to defend herself with the Seven of Swords. Like, she just was not ready and prepared for all this. With the King of Wands, it was just kind of like, she's been trying to do the repair work ever since. You know, you see how this person is trying to put a hole in this leg and then put that leg back on. It's like she has no leg to stand on. She didn't have any leg to stand on when it came to arguing and getting into this back and forth beef with people. So that's what caused her to end up with this spotted reputation and damage any kind of, you know, possibility for her to move forward and get a huge fan base. Like, it's like she didn't even allow herself to really get a chance, you know. She didn't even give herself the chance to get her foot in the door. She just cut off her own foot kind of early. So let's see if we could get some more about the situation here. I'm seeing wealthy man in imprisonment trying to pop out, but that's interesting. Those were coming out in reverse, so she definitely don't have her financial situation together. Yeah, she's definitely in poverty right now. Anything else? I really wanted to see, you know, how she even came into her career. I was trying to actually get the full story, but yeah, she's not putting in the hard work with the toil and labor in reverse. She's not putting in the hard work. Lovers and unexpected income and sudden wealth coming out. So she's more focused on, you know, how it is that she can make money. Obviously, this was all financially motivated. They wanted to see what they could get out of her. Like, they thought that, you know, she could be sexually motivated. She could appeal to you know, a certain audience, and that this would be lucrative and valuable. This definitely, you know, wasn't the result of hard work. This definitely was orchestrated. I'm seeing imprisonment, so she's kind of stuck right now, though. She's stuck in limbo. She hasn't been able to bring them the wealth and the success and the finances and everything that they thought that she was going to bring in. She's not a hot commodity. Anything else? Yeah, concern and gift coming out in reverse. Like, this is the biggest concern. The main concern is that, you know, she's not hardworking and she doesn't have the talent. She doesn't have the gifts, right? She doesn't make great music. She's not lyrically gifted to be able to withstand, you know, this sort of industry and stay present on people's minds and for people to want to actually listen to her music. And so they thought that maybe, you know, it was possible that, you know, she would work, but it did not work. Like, they're stuck, you know. It wasn't able to move forward with her. The community has not received her well, you know. She's not able to build a solid fan base. Yeah, we got Journey coming out in reverse, so it's like her journey is coming to an end. They're seeing that, you know, she's not evolving and she's not growing, and people are not wanting to be open to her. Yeah, marriage in reverse, pathway coming out. Yeah, it's like they have to evolve. They have to move forward past her. Anything else about this pathway? Yeah, I'm seeing change coming out sideways. So, like I told you, they're going to try to see if they can market her in a different way. And if that doesn't work, then they're just going to cut their losses. Yeah, adjudication. They're trying to, you know, do something fair at this time. They don't want to, you know, just throw her out to the wolves. Like, they're still trying to be a little bit fair and see if there's a way that they can make this work out in their favor. So they're trying to market her differently. Yeah, listen, they still hoping and have certain expectations when it comes to her and her career. So, you know, that's what we got as far as the relationship with her and her label and her team and her music career. You know, they're definitely still aiming to put her in that role, you know, as of now, it hasn't been working out, but this is definitely going to be a last ditch effort. But this making a final effort here, they're going to try to, see if they can grab on our heartstrings one last time and, market her in a different way where people will, like her, and then she'll blast off and they can, get what they were expecting from her. They're still trying to work it out in their favor because they thought that she was going to be very, very lucrative. So they don't want to see this blow up in their face and not work out. Okay, they don't want to see her momentum pretty much dry up and her not be able to capitalize anymore, and she just fades into the background. Wow. So yeah, that's what's going on as far as her and her career. So, what does that look like for them? What does that transformation look like for them? What are they going to try to have her do here? What does this transformation look like as far as, what are the expectations that they have for her in her behavior? I'm seeing foodie photographer come out in reverse. So yeah, listen, this is weird, but I hate to say it, but they know that people didn't like when she lost weight. They know that when she loses weight, and she was, when they tried that slim thing with her, that was them trying a different image and seeing if that would work. And they're realizing that was dumb and that they didn't reach their target audience with this serial killer coming out in reverse, that they actually took her down, pushed her further away from the goal that they were, they pushed her further away from the goalpost there, from where they actually wanted her to be. And they didn't expect people to be so dramatic about the situation. They didn't expect that to be such a drastic change and for people to view her so differently. But they're seeing that her image and how, she looks and things like that can actually affect how people view her, which is, I think, is ridiculous. I think that's sick that people even would treat a person that way. But yes, her image was definitely affected by her body, and they realized that it was not a good idea for her to be losing weight, and they actually asked her to gain back weight and increase her weight in order to get back to her audience and for people to start talking about her and create buzz around her, because they know that her weight seems to be a constant topic and things like that. I'm seeing DIY disaster in reverse. It's like they're realizing that they kind of have to go a different strategy. What they tried in the past wasn't working, and they really want to switch it up and do something differently because they thought that people will want to see her like that, but they're realizing that people want to see her with more weight and more body and a more bodacious look, which I think is disgusting. Like that they're even trying to exploit her for her body in that kind of way, but that's what they're worried about. I can't make it up. Jim Wright in reverse. Oh my God, this is sick. They want to exploit this woman literally for her body and her looks, and they realize that, excuse me, confirmation. Oh my God. That people didn't like when she had a fit, toned body and when she was working out, and they wanted to see her in a more shapely, rounded body and, with more curves and more thick. So they are basically saying that they learned their lesson with that, and they don't want her going back to eating too fit and doing all that stuff. This is starting to make my stomach hurt because I don't like it. So let's go ahead and get up out of that. But that's the expectation that they have as far as her and what they're looking for. So that's weird. Oh God, so how does she even feel about her music career then? How does she feel about this whole thing? How does Ice Spice feel about her music career? The human GPS in reverse. She's kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing or where this is going. I'm not sure if I want to keep moving forward with this. Yes, snooze button samurai in reverse. She kind of is like a little bit over it. She feel like she might be wasting her time, wasting her energy. Yeah, she feel like, she might as well put this in the past. Like, she just feels like it's not going to work the way that she wants it to work. And that the people that she's working with, they're not getting the things done that she need. Maybe that she needs to switch up, if she was to make this happen, she would have to switch up her management. Whoever she's working with, she feel like they're not doing whatever is necessary to make her pop off, or they're procrastinating and not holding up on their end of the bargain when it comes to what they said that they was going to do for her. It's just she's feeling like it's just not even worth it anymore with this impulse buy in reverse. It's not even worth it. It's too much. It's overwhelming. It's too much work that's involved, and things are not really going in her way at this time. So she'd rather just cut her losses too and leave the situation as it is, especially when it involves her having to constantly change her personality, change up her character. It's like, at that point, she's sacrificing her happiness. She's sacrificing her peace. Yeah, I can't make it up. It's causing her too many different emotions. She's all over the place, emotionally, just dealing with too much with this emoji overuser coming out here. Yoga pretzel in reverse. It's too much sacrifices when it comes to her mental state, her physical body. Like, it's just too many ups and downs, and I think that she's over it, and she feels like it's just unnecessary for her to keep putting herself through all of this. So yeah, does she plan on making any music in the future? Let's see. Like, does she have any obligations that she's going to need to fulfill, or she's going to be forced to do anything? I'm seeing honesty in reverse. Give me more. Is she going to be making any more music? Is she obligated to? Is she just going to fade to the background? Like, what's going on right now? I think it's a lot up in the air, and that's why it's not coming up. Honesty and dishonesty. Okay, so honesty coming out in reverse, obviously, and then dishonesty. So there's a lot of information and things being withheld from her at this time that she don't even know about. Yeah, they're making a lot of false promises to her when it comes to, her wealth and her health and her success and her career. She's being made a lot of false promises. Health is coming out sideways. So like I said, she doesn't have the proper support that she needs to make sure that, things go well for her. She's definitely emotionally all over the place. Her mental health is suffering. So at this point, she needs to get back in alignment. But at the time, she's being made too many false promises. A lot of lies is being told, and she doesn't know what's true, what she could trust, what to believe, who to trust, who not to trust. So I don't know if she really even wants to make any more music, because there's not, I'm seeing frustrated and goodbye. Like, she really wants to just put an end to this. She's so annoyed and overwhelmed and frustrated with all of this that she just wants to put an end to it. She doesn't even want to keep dealing with it. I'm seeing status in reverse. Like, she don't care about her social standing. She don't care about the music and the career and how people see her. She's over it at this point, because it's like, all of these false promises, no one's holding up their end of the bargain. She hasn't gotten what she needs out of the situation. People keep telling her, like, she was going to have all this stuff, and it hasn't happened. Yeah, she hasn't been able to get in contact with people with this unfriendly coming out sideways. She's not being received by people. It's a lot of people that don't support her. Like, she got a lot of people that, don't feel great towards her, and is not on the same wavelength with her, with its mutual and perspective in reverse. It's like it's people that she thinks she cool with, and, everything is good, but the whole time they don't even like her. The people that she think, care about her, that she have positive and pure intentions for, that she think have pure intentions for her, but they don't. Like, she's thinking it's mutual the whole time. They're on two different pages, so she's not seeing things from the right perspective at this time. Yeah, it's people that want to sabotage her. All right, and she's whole time she's thinking that they when they're being curious, that they're just eager and they want to know stuff. No, they really don't. They actually don't want to. They actually don't want to see her doing well. Like, what? They want to see her doing bad with disclosure. Like, a lot of times when they're coming around being curious, asking questions, it's just because they want to see, are things going bad for her? They do not want to know that anything is going good for her, right? She got a lot of fake friends and fake people that's in her energy that, do not want to see her do well. Okay, so that's what she got in her energy right now. So it's not even an ability to even focus on making any music when there's all of these lies and dishonesty and people that's making her promises that, things are going to happen and it's not going to happen. But then we also got this tea involving her fake friends. So let's get some more information on that, because we know she's dealing with, fake people around her and in her energy. So let's get some more about that. And all of that is distracting her, and not making it any better when it comes to, her music career not going the way she wants. I'm seeing romantic love affair in reverse. Tell me more about this romantic love affair in reverse. It's a lot of people that don't want to see her truly be happy. They don't truly love her and support her like they say they are. Say they are and say they do. I can't make it up. Didn't I say she got bad friends, karmic friends coming out in reverse? I just cannot make it up, y'all. In their head coming out in reverse. It's like she hasn't even realized it. She may even think that she's overreacting or she's overthinking or it's all up in her head. She's bugging, but it's like, no, these people don't trust her. These people don't like her. She can't trust them. They don't want to see her happy. They don't want to see her doing good. That card says keep your friends close and your enemies closer. That's what those people are doing. They staying around her so that she can supply them. They secretly talking shit about her behind her back. Oh, God. She got a lot of karmic people and friends around her. that truly do not love her or want to see her happy. They want to see her broke, okay? They want to see her bankrupt. They want to see her going through stuff. All right, like they do not want to see her doing good. This could be people that she genuinely cares about. That's the worst part with this love on the brain. These are people she genuinely cares about that she would not be expecting. Okay, I'm seeing bad reputation and played out. Yeah, there's a lot of people that want to see her go down, that want to see her end up with a bad reputation, and see people forget about her and her just be left in the past and in the dust and be broke and have nothing going for herself. Like, that's what they want for her. And this could even be ex-lovers, people that she used to go with that's watching her. But yeah, they definitely waiting and praying on her downfall. I'm seeing too busy winning in reverse. Like, no, these people are waiting and hoping, watching. Like, every time she tell them about something going wrong, they are excited and happy to hear it, okay? Yeah, something about bad habits here. So what about these bad habits? Let's just stick here with this. What about these bad habits? Scarcity tactics? Forcer in reverse. So yeah, it's like a lot of people, they playing games with her, they playing around with her and her energy, they hanging out with her and getting her to do things that she shouldn't be doing, right? They're almost forcing their way to get her to do things that she knows she shouldn't be doing, but they sitting up here pretending like they care about her. But if they cared about you, then they wouldn't be giving you bad advice. They wouldn't be suggesting you to do bad things. They wouldn't be giving you toxic advice. They wouldn't be treating you bad and treating you toxic and playing around in your energy. Like, no, she's dealing with people that don't really care about her and they're using her, but they trying to make it seem like they care. No, the whole time they encouraging her to do bad things. All right, trying to get her to do things outside of her character that she don't have no business doing. Probably sabotage, her love and sabotage her relationships in the past. Like, just giving her bad advice with this talking. Just, probably spilling her tea, saying, listen, definitely giving her bad advice, definitely liking the people that she was with. Someone, I'm seeing love triangle, hustling in reverse and an offer. So, you got people that's in the background that don't be happy for her when she's in love, that be wanting to see her downfall, or that be wanting the person that she's with, wanting to sleep with them, like hoping that they make them an offer. Oof, it's no good. So she's got a lot of stuff going on right now that's distracting her from even focusing on music. And then, like I said, she's being let down by friends, plus she's being let down by the people that she's supposed to be getting help from when it comes to her music career. So what is she actually focusing on right now? Since we know that there's a whole lot of negativity and there's a whole lot of stress and heartache, my head is pounding. There's just too much going on around her. Her energy is all kind of scattered. So what is she focused on then? What is she actually focusing on at this time, y'all, right now? Oh, look, we got the Capricorn card with the Earth magic. So she's really trying to tap in with her personal strength and her courage. She's trying to stand tall, be brave, be strong, do what she needs to do. Like, not allow her emotions to overtake her with the sensitivity coming out sideways. Like, she is very emotional, but she's trying to keep her emotions under wax. She's trying to stay grounded with this Earth magic and just be cool. Like, she really don't want to lose her energy. She is a Capricorn, so we know them. They gonna always try to be as cool, calm, and collected through any situation. So that's what she's doing. She's really trying to just stay positive, keep her energy high. Like, yeah, she's just trying to get the proper rest that she need. Just, bring peace and relaxation to her energy. So I'm happy for her. She's not allowing all of this nonsense going on around her to overtake her. I'm seeing you are a healer coming out sideways. So she understands that, she's got to focus on keeping her spirits high, keeping her energy positive, doing whatever she can to alchemize, the things that she's going through and just see the positive in everything. Okay? Take everything one day at a time, try to see the good outlook in things and, just not stress herself and overwhelm herself, because if she do, then that'll be negativity for her. So she'd rather alchemize that energy and allow it to still have a good day. She's doing the best she can with what she has. She's definitely trying to prioritize her peace, her relaxation, and her rest, and not overwhelming herself or stressing herself out. So that's good for her, because everybody's not like that. Some people just get overwhelmed. No, she's focusing on keeping a sunny outlook, keeping a positive outlook. Even though she's putting this, possibly wanting to put the music stuff in the past, she's still not letting that get her down. She still feel like, it's more important to protect her energy. Exactly. Like, even if it doesn't work out with the music career, she knew that that wasn't going to be the be all end all. All right, with Safe Space coming out in reverse, it's like she knows that that industry is dark anyway, and that there's a lot of stuff that comes with that, and a certain price that you have to be willing to pay anyway. So confirmation. She'd rather protect herself and protect her energy anyway, and find new ways to, make money, find new ways to bring prosperity and abundance and all that good stuff to her life. Because, just because it ain't gonna be the music career doesn't mean that she's not gonna, still be happy and fulfilled and enjoy her life. I think that she's another one that's going on a more spiritual path, that's looking within, that's trying to really find herself and figure out who she is and where she fits in this world, and what it is that she's going to do, and not be so stubborn, and not limit herself and hold herself back from things. So I think that that's what her focus is right now. How does the people that she's working with feel about that? How do the people that she's, working around feel about that? And then we'll see how do, the people that, her friends, how do they feel about that? So how do the people that she's working with her music career feel about these changes that she wants to implement? I was said implement and make at the same time. Nine of Swords in reverse. It's like, bro, we don't want to hear that. Yeah, the Fool and the Tower in reverse. It's like they're trying to tell her that, she needs to just calm down. She don't need to make any rash decisions. Don't do anything that you're going to regret. Just wait. Like, just hold out. Like, they're heavy on the false promises, trying to tell her that, they got something cooking and they're going to make something work to bring her back into, the public's eye and bring her back into focus. Like, they telling her, stop being so impatient with this Temperance in reverse. Like, just relax. They want her to just release control over the situation and just let them handle everything and let them, work it out. Give me one last one. We got the Star and Justice in reverse. They feel like, you're being unfair. Don't make any rash decisions. Like, calm down. We got this. We know exactly what we're going to do. We know exactly how we're going to put you back in the spotlight with this star here. Like, we know it's best. We've got it all figured out. You're going to be in the spotlight. You're going to be the one. You're going to, it's all going to work out in your favor. You just got to be patient. You just got to wait. Like, but yeah, they don't have everything together with this Justice in reverse. I feel like that, this is all false promises and lies. Things are very imbalanced at this time. They don't have any plans. They don't know what they're going to do. And, it's just a bunch of lies and false promises. And they're actually not planning on doing anything to help her. If anything, they want her, involved with some shady stuff. We know that. Okay, we know how that goes. They want her doing something that she ain't got no business doing. All right, so how do her family and friends feel about this, this new her, this evolution, her starting to focus more on herself and changing and growing and evolving? How do they feel about that? The false people, the fake friends. They feel like it's fake, of course. Of course, the Moon. They feel like it's fake. They're trying to say, it's only a matter of time. That's not really her. That's not the real her. With this Empress in reverse, like, she just pretending. The Hierophant in reverse, she just, putting on an image for now. Like, she's just looking for something for the moment to try to save her. She ain't really about that. So yeah, they're just pretty much throwing a lot of salt on the energy and hating and making it seem like she's not really actually evolving and changing with this Hierophant in reverse. That she's still. It's all just fake and it's an illusion and it's not actually true. And with this Four of Cups in reverse, a lot of them, feel rejected. They feel like, she's not the same person that she used to be. She acting different. She not being the same, her. Like, it's just a lot of hidden animosity and drama and people just talking shit and in the background just feeling like who she thinks she is now. Like, who she thinks she is now, pretty much. Like, do she think she better? And yeah, it's a lot of people that feel like now she act like she's too good for them and she don't got time for them, and that she's being too cool for school. Give me one more on how the karmic friends and people that's around feel about this. Seven of Pentacles. Like, they feel like they gonna be able to manipulate their way back into her mind. Like, they're gonna be able to change things. Like, they're gonna be able to change how, you know, she's behaving at some point. Like, it's only a matter of time before they'll be able to work their way back in and be able to get her to do toxic things again and control her again. That's all they do is fantasize about, you know, getting her to make bad decisions and being a bad friend to her and giving her bad advice, you know, and treating her badly. So they're just waiting on the moment that they could sneakily and slyly make their way back in to cause problems for her, because they feel like she is being a little bit too cool for school. You know, they feel like she's acting like she's better all of a sudden. So that's really freaking crazy. I kind of want to go over to this deck over here and see, to close it out, some future predictions. Future predictions for Ice Spice. Where is everything, you know, kind of headed for her? Since, like I said, she's changing, she's evolving, and even though they tried, she's like, child, y'all gotta work harder than that at working on a career for me. So let's see what's the outcome here. Some future predictions for Ice Spice and her career, and where things are gonna be headed, because I'm seeing Dove and Bone in reverse. So she's gonna be severing ties with a lot of her friends. Okay, with this Dove here, you know, it's all about those friendships and those partnerships and that bad advice that she was getting. She's gonna realize that a lot of them, you know, is not to be trusted. All right, that they're not really, you know, they don't really F with her. You know, my dogs said rules, said represent. I don't know why that just came to my. I don't even know why that came to my head. But she's gonna realize that a lot of these people ain't her true friends. They not her real. You know, that's not her dog. That's my dog. Hey, that's my dog. She's gonna get wise. All right, with this owl, and realize that she got to protect herself with the shield coming out in reverse. That she been leaving herself unprotected, and as a result, she's been taking some really bad advice and making some bad decisions. All right, because of the people that she trusted in. So yeah, I'm seeing puppet, right? Or poppet. No, that's trumpet. Or either way, she's coming up from under a lot of that manipulation, but she's getting a wake-up call. All right, she's definitely going to be getting some divine guidance and understanding that she's got a lot of the things that has happened to her has been a result of, didn't I say puppet? Look, it came out. I love my ancestors. Thank you, y'all. Y'all better follow me, subscribe to the damn channel. All right, because your girl is real tapped in. This is real over here. It's not fake. But anyways, she's coming up from under that manipulation and realizing that a lot of people were playing her and wanted to see her go down the wrong path, and they was abusing her and just violating her, doing her dirty, manipulating her, and she realized that a lot of the choices that she made was what I was trying to say before, is that they weren't necessarily a sum of all of her decision making, right? Like, she may have thought that she made that decision, but there were so many underlying influences, negative influences of toxic people telling her to do this and do that and all of this other stuff that she was listening to, that, you know, her choices aren't necessarily a direct result of her own actions, like of her own thought process and her own mind. It's some of it has been manipulated into her doing. So she's gonna wake up to that and see that. I'm seeing the mushroom here. So yeah, it's gonna be certain things that she realized that come to light for her, and it's not gonna be no going back with certain people. She's gonna have to sabotage permanently with them. So yeah, that's what I see. Anything else as far as any future predictions? That is too many, but we'll take this one. It's a lot about her, yeah, coming into understanding and knowing and really wising up and getting smarter, and, you know, following her, you know, her gut feeling and her intuition, and learning more about a lot of things that she wasn't aware of before with this sun in reverse. It's like she's not going to be hiding herself anymore or dimming her light anymore. She's going to see the people who don't love her, who don't care about her, who want her to dim her light. She's going to see them for who they are. It's going to be obvious to her. She's going to know who she can trust and who she can't trust. Anything else? Yeah, she's like, with this comment in reverse, she's trying to avoid any more heartache. She's trying to avoid any more disasters or strokes of, you know, negativity and bad luck. She's trying to stay away from all that. So she's going to be cutting out anybody in her life that she knows don't care about her, don't love her, want to see her doing bad, want her to, you know, have bad luck and have bad things happen to her, that's trying to cause destruction and disaster in her life. She's getting away from them, and she's focusing on hopefully herself, you know. So I guess that's the last thing that we'll close it out with, and see what can we look forward to her doing in the future as far as, you know, her focus. Let's go here. What will her actual focus be? in the future, because she's definitely not waiting around for no music career. I feel like I keep asking this. Oh God. Anyways, y'all know. Just flow with the reason. If you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't. So, what is she actually focusing on? Okay. I think she's going back to basics. I think she's going back to the basics here, because we got barrier too strong, access denied. So I feel like she's realizing that a lot of the work that she needs to do is shadow work, it's inner work, it's things that she needs to do for herself. She needs to protect herself. That's the main thing. So as far as what she's going to be doing moving forward, it's setting up a barrier, all right, protecting herself, not allowing anybody access to her, being smart, learning from her old experiences. It says learn from experiences, old ways no longer work. Like, not allowing herself to be led astray by people that's false and don't actually care about her. All right, she wants to use all of the experiences that she's been through, things that, left a bitter taste in her mouth, that went sour, that she don't want none of that stuff coming back to bite her. She wants to learn from her mistakes, make better decisions. Wisdom supports you, roots go deep. This is the real deal. Your efforts bear fruit. Like, she wants to be smart and go towards something that truly fulfills her desire and makes her happy. And it's definitely not going to be music. It's not going to be a music career. So let's see what it actually entails and it actually involves. What is it? What is this that's going to stoke her heart's desire? I'm seeing Soul Family and Pele coming out in reverse. Light Your Fire coming out in reverse. So something more, I want to say spiritual and less creativity based. Okay, not saying that she don't care about her creativity and her music and her art and stuff like that, but she's not trying to make no more music for people to twerk to and dance to. It's going to be something definitely more heavily spiritual. And I'm looking at this card. Look, it looks like ancestors and muses, like Soul Family. She really wants to do something where she slows it down. Yeah, I'm seeing Baba Yaga, patience in reverse. She wants to slow down the tune of her life, expand her consciousness, learn more about spirituality and her spiritual path, possibly be a mentor of some sort when it comes to the community, when it comes to healing. Yeah, life force energy and past life healing. Like, she definitely wants to help people who want to grow, who want to evolve, who want to change, who want to grow, who maybe had a certain way that they were before, but they realized that, I want to live a different life. I want to change. I'm looking at this life force energy. This has a lot to do with nutrition, y'all. So she could want to literally deal with that, be an advocate for body positivity and loving yourself just the way you are, and healthy eating habits and intuitive eating and taking care of your life force and how you eat and things like that, because a lot of times people have been negative to her when it comes towards that. So I totally see how that could be something that she's dealt with from something in her past life, with the fluctuation in the weight or her body image or having body dysmorphia and things like that. That could definitely be something that she's already dealt with in the past. But with this Baba Yaga, it's so funny because it makes me think like she has certain ancestors that are so like just Baba Yaga-esque, like just real like witchy and crazy and cuckoo kind of stuff. And so they want her to kind of tap in with that side of her and not be afraid to be known as an outcast or be known as weirdo or whatever, just because you tap in with your spirituality. And I think that she would definitely benefit from joining some sort of African traditional religion or practice or something, whatever her form of spirituality from her ancestors would want her to take that path. I definitely see them supporting her in doing that. And also I think another thing that she might have struggled with in the past is things around her body and body positivity and her life force, and how she's taking care of her physical form and how we take care of our physical form and body. So she has a lot of gifts. This is she might have some Hawaiian ancestors as well. But this makes me think that, yeah, she could definitely be an advocate for body positivity and healthy eating and nutrition and how to eat for your best self and, just love yourself the way you are. So that's what I have as far as Ice Spice and whether or not she is an industry plant. I feel like, they've always been selling her that dream, but they've never made it a reality. And she's moving towards, finding a different way to be, a positive mentor and influence for the community when it comes to, loving yourself, self-love, and body positivity. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I love y'all, and I will catch y'all on the next one.